It's your boy Dro. It's my man Caleb. We're back for our fourth episode of this season of NFL predictions. Let's go. All right. So let's do a recap. All right. Everybody that was here last week know that we tied. Oh my God. Let's throw it up on the screen real quick. So as you can see, we tied. It came down to the primetime games, which I won the last one with the Steelers, but he ultimately ended up winning the one with the Bengals over the Rams, which was a close game, by the way. But yeah, he ultimately won that one. So we are tied, and we have to do a communal punishment on this one. So we talked. So I should say I did. I talked to some of the viewers that I know that viewed our show and had some comments and stuff like that. And they had a bunch of options, my man. Let me tell you. Let's tell you, some of the options were that we dressed as women, that we waxed our legs, that we put makeup on, do so much stuff like that, man. But you know what they ultimately agreed on and what we ended up doing was kind of like a throwback, if you would, you know. Back in the day, you know, the ALS challenge where they had the ice buckets and stuff like that. So we did something similar to that, and I'll let you guys see it in just a second. But we did an ice bucket challenge. So, you know, so me and my man Caleb, we had to endure the communal punishment of doing ice bucket challenges. And let me tell you, it was cold as balls. Not to reference Kevin Hart, but you know. But anyway, it was cold as balls. Let's go ahead and check it out. We'll throw them up right here. Here you go.
All right. We're dumping ice on ourselves. So I have a bowl of ice. It's already mostly melted, so it's even colder. Love that. And I'm going to get my floor all soaked by doing this, probably. Ah, love this. I hate you guys. I really do. Fuck. Yep.
All right, who you got, fam? This is the punishment. I'm gonna let you know what's going on right now. So right now we got the water. As you can see, there's a little bit of ice in there, so you know it's cold. It's every one of them. We're gonna take this whole thing, dump it in the cooler, and then we're gonna pour it on it. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Put them in. Oh, there's ice in there. I know there's ice in there. That's the whole reason. All right, we're gonna put them in there right there, just like that. We'll get back to you when we fill it up. All right, there we go. You see the ice chunks in there already? This dude right here is gonna dump it on him. Say hey. All right, here we go. Hold on. I don't know yet. I'm not ready. All right. Go ahead. Yes. Now, those punishments were crucial and painful, but it had to happen. We're doing it for the people, okay? But with that, let's go ahead and get started on week 4. It's going to be a beautiful week. There's so many matchups that are so, yeah, exactly. They're so even, and we got to get into it, man. So without further ado, let's go into our picks for week 4 of NFL football. Let me throw up the screen. Boom. Here we go, Caleb. Now I'm gonna let the audience know on a little secret right now. Usually a day prior, we have the picks put in and we have the graphics ready. We do what we need to do, and then we're picking what we're picking. But today is special. Time was limited. I'm actually picking live. So I don't even know who's playing who. All right. I'm picking live as I don't know what. So you know what I'll do? Usually today I ask who you got and I let you go first. I'm gonna go first on every one. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that way you don't know no swaying of the
Exactly. I like it.
fair.
All right. After the picks, we're gonna do what the punishment is gonna be for week 4, and then we'll get right into this stuff. All right. So first game, who you got? We got the Lions and the Packers. Tough game. Very tough game, my man. And you know, I like both of these teams. They're playing really well. I'm gonna have to choose. Oh, I'm gonna choose the Packers. I don't want to, but I'm going to choose the Packers because I think Jordan Love goes in and shows what he's worth. I think it's going to be a shootout game again, just like it was 2 weeks ago. But I picked the Packers. Let's see if that works out. Who you got, brother?
Oh, I got Detroit. I love it. Prime time Thursday night. Already a difference. Let's do it. Let's go.
All right, that's a game that's worth 2 points. So that might be the deciding factor next week. But all right, cool. All right, next week we got our next game. We got the Falcons and the Jaguars. This one's a tough pick because I really want to pick the Jaguars, but the way they've been playing so far is kind of concerning to me. The Falcons aren't too bad of a team. They're playing at the Jaguars, which kind of wants me to lean towards the Jaguars, but I think I'm gonna go with the Falcons on this one and see where we line up. Falcons take this one.
Alrighty. Wow, we are a different pick again. I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I know that they've had an embarrassing showing this year, especially after following that Houston game. But Houston's defense and special teams was a big catalyst in that game. I don't think Houston's offense versus the Jaguars' defense was the big seller. I think that Houston caught a lot of breaks. And I don't think the Jaguars are really ultimately that bad. So I do think the Jaguars are a better team than the Falcons.
I agree with you, but I feel like the Jaguars are going through a slump, and I feel like the Falcons find a way to take this game. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons. That's another way to disagree on. All right, so like a record disagreement right there. All right, next matchup we got the Dolphins and the Bills. Hard game to choose.
I kind of tossed it up,
Oh man. I want to flip a coin on this, but I think I'm going Dolphins on this one. I think in the season they go 1-1, right? But I think Dolphins take this because they're riding their high early. They got a prolific offense. I gotta look to see if Jalen Waddle will be in for this game. I don't remember. I know he was out last game, but I think he'll be in for this game. I'm not entirely sure. But
today, so.
Yeah, so I got to look at that, see if he's definitely in this game. I feel like they win it. The Bills defense has been coming up and looking like the old, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to have enough to stop the high profile offense that the Dolphins have. So I'm choosing the Dolphins in this game.
This is the first time that we agree. But like you said, it was a toss up. Either one of these teams capable of winning this game.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to tune in for sure on Sunday and make sure that I'm watching this.
Hell yeah.
It's exciting.
Same. All right, let's go to the next matchup. Next matchup, we have the Vikings and the Panthers. Both 0-3 teams. Horrible teams. I wouldn't say horrible, but bad teams that's going on right now. I didn't know last week before we went into the game that Bryce Young wasn't playing, and then Ian Dalton was taking the reins. But he did an okay job. I wouldn't say he did horrible.
Yeah, he's a veteran presence, in the pocket. So
exactly. However, I think the Vikings are a far better team than the Panthers right now. So so that's the reason why I'm taking the Vikings in this game right here. I think it might be close though.
I'm gonna take the Vikings as well, but I don't know. The Panthers have capabilities of making it a game, and I think it'll be interesting to watch regardless. So exactly,
and we'll later on look at the status of Bryce Young and see if he's playing in this game or not. So we don't know at this moment. Next matchup we got the Broncos and the Bears. Another 0-3 teams going at it, trying to get their first win. So they're pulling out all the stops. So who knows what's going to happen in this game? However, what I've seen so far, let's not let's negate the last week. 70 points on the Broncos, but it was the Dolphins. They threw them in the trash and just literally just used them and abused them. But other than that, I still gotta rock with the Broncos. I don't think the Bears have it. They just missing too many positions, too many key situations that they might be in to even win the game. Justin Fields can't get it done. So I'm going with the Broncos on this one to win at Soldier Field.
Okay. I said it after week 2.
Mm-hmm.
I will never pick the Bears again in my life.
You're going with it?
So will never pick the Bears again, and I'm gonna go Broncos. And they've both been the laughing stock in the NFL, but
very true.
Sticking to my word here.
All right, cool. I got you. Next matchup, difficult game again. We got the Ravens and the Browns. Oh man, especially at Cleveland. This is going to be a good game. Last week, Lamar Jackson fell short. I'll say that. Defense was there. They fell short. They tried to figure out the running back situation that they had, and it was going okay until later on in the game they kind of started to slow down. I like the Browns' defense. I like how Myles Garrett is putting on pressure on quarterbacks and on their offensive line. I don't like Deshaun Watson during this defense, but if I had to, I do have to choose. So I have to choose. I'm going to go with the Browns. I don't like it, but I'm going with the Browns. I'm going to see if they can pull out a win, especially at home against the Ravens. I'm going to go Browns.
Okay. I feel like I'm contradicting myself here because last week I really wanted to pick the Colts. I was like if Anthony Richardson was playing in that game, I was picking the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colts won. I'm not discrediting that the Ravens are bad. Like, I'm not saying that they're a bad team. But I don't know. I still feel like I'm going to pick them this week. Like, I wanted to pick against them last week, but I want to pick them this week after a loss. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't like the Browns.
That could be. I don't think you picked the Browns once.
I don't think I think you're right, but I don't. Because the Browns are the Browns. Like, historically, they're going to upset people. So, I don't know.
Going to be wearing brown mask and everything all day. So let me guess. You going with the Ravens?
I'm going with the Ravens. Yeah.
All right. That's another disagreement we have. I think we're going to have a record disagreements on this episode today.
This might be a good week.
There's a lot of different games that's like going on. It's so close. All right. So I got the Browns. You got the Ravens. Next matchup, we have the Steelers and the Texans. Now I know last week what we said about the Texans. We talked mad trash on the Texans, and they ended up winning that game. Do we change our thought now, or are we still in the same boat?
I'm not in the same boat, but I still don't think that they're like a good team. Like, I'm not going to put them in the good category. But I'm not going to put them with the Bears.
Okay.
So
I'll say they have promise.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. But with this game, I do pick the Steelers. Better defense, better team. It's got to happen, right?
Yep. I also picked the Steelers.
All right. Ingredients there. All right. We got next matchup. We got the Rams versus the Colts. Pretty good game. It depends on how Matt Stafford comes back from his last game because it was horrendous. 2 interceptions, I believe he had. Almost
3.
Almost 3. Did he have 3? I don't remember.
I think he threw 2 to Wilson himself. I think he threw another one too.
He was the Bengals' best player. I tell you what. But good game coming here. Who do we think we got? I forgot. I'm picking first. So I got to let you know who I think is going to win. I'm going to go with the Colts. Especially if Andrew Richardson comes. If Richardson comes back, I think Colts win this. Even if he doesn't come back, Gardner Minshew rides the wave of his last win. I think the Colts win this one.
I like that pick, but I think that the Rams are going to come back and retaliate from last week. I think that they're going to have a good showing. Matt Stafford will have a good showing. Puka's going to come back and play better. It's not that he played bad, but he'll probably be utilized a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm going Rams.
I like that. All right, next matchup. Ooh. This is a battle right here. We got the Bucks versus the Saints. Who you got? Let me speak on this just a little bit. Derek Carr is out. Jameis Winston is out. That itself right there makes this decision kind of easy for me. Although I'm not saying the Saints are a bad team. Don't get me wrong, Saints fans, if you're watching, the Saints are not a bad team, but I feel like they have a better chance and possibly could win this game if Derek Carr is healthy and in. I don't see him being in for this week, so I'm going with the Bucks only because of that one thing. Got to go with the Bucks because Jameis Winston is in. He's good for like 4 interceptions. I gotta hand it to the Bucks. They've been playing really well. Got to go with the Bucks on this one.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Derek Carr not playing is what decided me for Tampa Bay.
Exactly. Tampa Bay is a good team. I mean, they're
yeah.
playing well. They gave the Eagles a run for their money. They intercepted Jalen Hurts for 2. Like they took 2 of them away from him. You know what I mean? Like
their defense is playing a lot better than that they were projected to play. So.
Exactly. All right, next matchup, we got the Commanders and the Eagles. A little bit of history about the Commanders. Well, I wouldn't say history, but a little note about the Commanders right now. I don't know if you guys heard the news, but the Native Americans are actually suing the Commanders because they haven't changed the name back to the Redskins, which is actually pretty funny because they changed it because they thought they were hurting their feelings or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's why you got to talk to people, man. Just have a conversation. But anyway, Eagles and Commanders. I think this is an easy one. Commanders are a good team. I'm not going to get that past them. Even my Commanders fans, they're a really good team, but I got to go with the Eagles. They're just firing on all cylinders right now. It doesn't seem like they'll be stopped at this moment. I think they give them a good game. I think it'd be close, but I got to go with the Eagles on this one.
I have to agree with you there. I think that it'll be a good game. The Commanders usually do make it a good game with them, but Philly typically comes out on top.
Exactly. All right, we got the next matchup. We got the Bengals and the Titans. I'm not confident in the Bengals right now. Let's just leave it at that. I picked the Titans to win this one. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, they're playing really well. DeAndre Hopkins, hopefully he plays good in this one. I didn't think he was going to play last week because of his injury, but he still played. Didn't develop as much, but it is what it is. I picked the Titans in this, especially at home. I got to pick the Titans.
That's a pretty bold pick. I think what they put up like 3 points last week.
Against who though?
What did they play last week? It wasn't. I picked the Titans last week, and that's why I was.
You did, and you lost.
Let me check to see who the Titans. They played Cleveland, I think, right?
Yes, they did. They played the Cleveland Browns, and I picked Browns.
Yeah, and I will never pick the Browns. That's just.
But see, here's the thing: the Browns have a way better defense than the Bengals do, right? Myles Garrett putting pressure on, right?
I don't know.
No, there's no about it. The Browns have a better defense than the Bengals, bro. Like, it's hands down.
The Bengals forced 3 turnovers last night. They had 6 sacks
last night against the Rams teams who's already struggling. Come on.
No, I'm taking the Bengals. Jamar Chase finally opened up. He was used yesterday. Like there was some.
You're picking the Bengals.
I'm picking the Bengals. Bro, you're picking the Titans. Don't be looking at me like
they're right. Hold on. First off, Jamar Chase had 15 targets. 15 targets. He better have caught like most of them. He caught 12 for 15 like targets. I think he caught 12. Maybe 11. I don't remember.
11 or 12. That's a high percentage of catches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You don't think the Titans have been paying attention? It's like, all right, well, let's take this main dude away. Double team him. Who else they got to go through? What? Who you got? T. Higgins? Oh my God!
And Joe Mixon.
Don't mix it. Come on, get out of here.
I'm sorry. Who scored a touchdown? Joe Mixon.
The only person that scored a touchdown.
The only person to score a touchdown. Joe Mixon.
On like a 3-yard or 6-yard run. That's his job.
It was actually like a 12-yard carry, but we won't get into the specifics.
Get into the semantics on this one. Okay, all right, fine. Well, you know what? We're going to disagree on this one. I picked the Titans. All right, and when they win, I want an apology note.
Same.
All right, fine. I got you. Next week, whoever wins gets an apology. That's another punishment. Don't worry, the punishment's coming later. All right, next matchup we got the Raiders and the Chargers. I don't think this is I don't think this is too much tough to gauge. I picked the Chargers here, winning pretty big. The Raiders haven't shown me anything that really gives me an upside to picking out on this game, so I got to pick the Chargers on this one.
Pretty easy. I am also going the Chargers. I watched the Raiders game and just watched terrible reads, terrible play calling. They were down 8, went for a field goal when they needed to score. So Josh McDaniels is proving to me once again that he's a terrible coach. All right. I will back the Raiders. I won't back him right now, so I want to go Chargers easily.
Gotcha. All right, next matchup, we got your game, Patriots and the Cowboys. The Patriots are actually playing surprisingly well. I think they struggled against the Jets because of their defense, and I'm not saying the Jets have a bad defense. I think they have one of the mediocre defenses, probably top 7 maybe. Defense is probably closer to the 7 though. That's probably why the Patriots struggle. But when they go against the Cowboys without Diggs, I don't know how they'll fare. I have to go with the Cowboys on this because I think they're a better team and they have a better offense and stuff. I think they struggled last week against the Cardinals off of like an irregularity. I don't foresee it happening too often. So I'm gonna choose the Cowboys on this one.
I'm going Pats.
Oh,
Dak Prescott sucks. I hate Dak Prescott. I think he's a terrible quarterback.
I mean, me too, but still, the team
in the Cardinals, my guy.
Hey, look,
Cardinals.
I was surprised.
We've been saying every week how bad this team is, and how good the Cowboys are, and then just
You're right. They had an off day.
No, they had an off week because you don't just misprepare all week, right?
Yeah, you're right.
They prepared to lose that game. That's what they did.
All right, you got the Pats on this one?
I got the Pats.
God, man, this is the first time we deferred on more than 4 teams this week. This is going to be an interesting week. I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to see. All right, next matchup. We got the Cardinals and the 49ers. First off, before you say anything, we are not the Cowboys. We ain't going to let the Cardinals come up in here talking about all that stuff. Nah, because it's going to be Niners all day. Don't you even sweat it. 100%. Not even 95, 99. No, 100%. 49ers are winning this game 36-12. Quote me on it. I don't care what you say. We'll come back next week and see what happens. Niners are winning this hands down 4-0.
It is Josh Dobbs' season. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, don't you dare.
It's the 40. I could never do that. No.
All right. I like it. 49ers on this one. This is a pretty easy pick, man. I think they just got lucky last week, man. All right, so we got was that the Sunday night?
That's an afternoon game.
Yeah, all right. So the Sunday night game is going to be this one right here, the Chiefs and the Jets. Chiefs and the Jets, Sunday night game. It's pretty simple, man. The Jets just don't have it figured out with Zach Wilson. I got to go Chiefs on this one. Even at MetLife Stadium, Chiefs are just going to run over them, man. They're probably going to score like 30 some odd points, maybe even 40, but just don't have it in them. They can't keep the offense on. They go 4-0 every damn drive. It's just not going to work. Mm-hmm. So I got the Chiefs on this one. It's pretty easy.
I'm easily going Chiefs too. I think Zach Wilson it's over. The Zach Wilson era is officially over, I think.
Bro, they might as well just not draft. They might as well just sign Kaepernick or even Carson Wentz at this point, bro.
Writing letters to the organization asking to be on the practice squad.
Bro, at this point, they need to go somewhere else, man. Zach Wilson is not cutting it, man.
Like, they signed Trevor Siemian. You see that?
Yeah. Why not? Somebody.
I can go back better than Zach Wilson right now. I don't know.
I'd probably do it too. I'm not even a quarterback.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk too much shit. All right. Here we got the last game, Monday night game. We got the Seahawks and the Giants. I'm taking the Seahawks. I think it's a pretty easy pick. I think it might be closer than what we might be thinking this game will be because the Giants, they have a tendency to bounce back. They had a tough matchup last week against the Niners. So the defense just overwhelmed them. I think the Seahawks defense is good. I think, especially them being at the Giants. If it was vice versa and the Giants were at the Seahawks, I think it's an easy win for the Seahawks. But Seahawks going into Giants territory might be a little bit of a challenge for them. I think it'll be a close game, but ultimately, I think the Seahawks take this one.
I agree. I think the Seahawks do take it. I'm surprised you're picking Seahawks 2 weeks in a row.
Trust me, my blood boils every time I say their name, but it is what it is. I just can't wait for the Seahawks to go against the Niners so I can just talk so much crap on them and just let people know how much I hate the Seahawks.
That's what I'm doing with the Cowboys this week. Everyone, I will let know. The Cowboys are about to lose this week to what everyone predicts that the Pats are a bad team, but we'll let them know this week.
Bro, if the Pats beat the Cowboys, that's gonna be amazing. I'll be happy for you. I'll be happy
because what's gonna happen. The people hate the Pats so much that if we beat the Cowboys this week, they're just gonna go look at the Cowboys the first 2 games and go, "Oh, they aren't a good team. The Cowboys got lucky the first 2 games. They lost to the Cardinals. They also lost to the Pats. They're falling apart."
True, true. And I mean, it's gonna be like, oh, your season started hot like always, and then they just went downhill. It's about that time.
Yeah.
It's about that time. But hey, so there's our picks, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go ahead and put it up on the screen right here, and let you know what we got. So now that we got the picks out of the way, we got to go over our punishments that we got coming up for this week. Since we didn't get to my punishment this week, we did a communal punishment. It's my turn again to choose. I had a difficult choice. I kind of wanted to go with the same punishment as last week, but I think that would be fair to the fans, viewers. So let's go with something different. All right, let's do this. The loser of this week has to chug a 6-pack of Smirnoff Ice. All right. It's weak alcohol. All right. It doesn't have to be back to back, but it has to be in a good time. You can't just be taking your time with it. You know what I mean? Got to get on one knee, take each one to the dome piece, pause, and then we'll go down the 6-pack just like that. All right. Are you good with that?
I'm good with that.
All right. Just don't be getting drunk and drinking and driving and going to school.
Hey, give me my keys,
whatever you want to do. But that is the punishment. We'll see what happens next week when we do this thing. But that's the punishment. That's what we got. And if anybody got any new punishments that they want us to do or whatever, you want to kind of put your influence in, hey, leave it in the comments. The most likes for the punishment that's being put on the comments, we'll do it. Just let us know. And if it doesn't get the enough likes, then we'll keep going with what we're doing. But let us know what you guys like. Let us know what you guys want us to do. And hey, we'll take it by ear. We'll play it by ear, and we'll do what we need to do. All right.
Let's make them a little reasonable.
Reasonable.
Go rob a bank.
Obviously, we're not doing that. We're not doing no illegal stuff, guys. Hopefully, y'all know that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just clarifying.
Yeah. And I'm not getting naked on this podcast, by the way.
Nope.
But yeah, let us know in the comments. Type your suggestions. We'd love to hear back from you. Appreciate you. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to talk small or short talk, if you would. We're going to talk about the last 3 undefeated teams. All right. So the last 3 undefeated teams, we have the 49ers. We have the Eagles. And we have I forget. There's 3 teams.
Dolphins.
God, I forget about the Dolphins. I pick the Dolphins like every time. Anyway, so we got those 3 teams. Let's talk a little bit about them. Let's talk about what makes them undefeated. I think I'll start first. I'll go with the Dolphins first. Their offense it's too much to keep up with. I think any of the defenses they went through, I wouldn't say they had elite defenses that they played against, but the defenses they came through, it's just they couldn't keep up with the scoring speed of Tyreek Hill, Tua being healthy and throwing the ball like he usually does, especially when Jalen Waddle, Jalen, Jalen Waddle comes back, it's just going to be even worse for any teams that go against them. I think that's why they're at the top. I think that's why they are able to score so many points. And I mean, I remember last week talking about it, the Denver Broncos. I said they had like some of the best secondary out there. They just couldn't keep up, man. It was crazy. But I think that's why they're undefeated. I think their offense is just prolific. I don't see anything on the defense side that stands out like outstanding. I think the defense is just a regular defense that stops offenses every once in a while, but I think their offense is the best part of this team. Would you agree?
I agree that their offense is probably the number one in the league. I think Mike McDaniels is doing a good job coaching there and bringing positionless offense to their organization.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's unstoppable. I'll bring the Pats game as an example. Lost by 1 score. It was a game with a chance to come back and tie it at the end. So teams can play with this team if they scheme right.
Mm-hmm.
The Denver Broncos were not prepared to play this team. So
yeah, I agree.
Obviously.
I
do think that there will be some adversity that Miami team sees.
I think so too. I mean, I think we gotta see when they face like more prolific teams like the Chiefs. I think that's going to be a really good game when they do that. I think
we'll see it this week with the Bills.
Yeah, this week against the Bills is going to be a good one too. So we shall see. We'll see what happens. Next team we got the Eagles, who are 3-0 or 3-0. Not a big surprise. I think some people might be surprised, but I wasn't too surprised. I think they're reigning NFC champs. They're doing well. They're doing exactly what they should do. Jalen Hurts at the helm, running and passing, and they still got Kelsey at the center. So I think they're doing fine. It's not too much of a surprise. They haven't went against any like really prolific teams. I think they go against the Niners later on in the season, probably like week 8, 10, maybe. I'm not sure because I know we had a bye week on night. But we'll see what happens there. But what do you think?
I'm a little surprised, actually, not of them being 3-0, but how inexplosive they look. They don't look complete. They are still 3-0. Their defense is holding up, but they're playing with these teams. They're not dominating games. They're not in control. These games that they're playing are very much games. And I think DeAndre Swift has been their answer, surprisingly. Because without DeAndre Swift, you're losing over 250 yards the last 2 games, and he generates so much offense by himself. I don't think Jalen Hurts has looked 100% yet.
Okay, I can agree with that. I like your point on like the games are pretty much close, almost every week. So yeah, okay. Last team we got 49ers. B 3-0. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's a little bit. Not a surprise. It's not a surprise because of the teams we went against. I'll say it that way. But it's a surprise because of no one knew how Brock Purdy was going to be coming off of the injury, right? We didn't know how he was going to be. We didn't know if throwing arm was going to be fine. Things of that nature, right? But he came out doing his damn thing like he never left. Just looking good. I mean, he's got the weapons. Don't get me wrong. He's got weapons surrounding him and everything like that. But he looks good throwing it, 2 touchdowns per game, and the man is killing it. So I'm surprised on that matter. But 3-0, let's do it. We're coming to the end of our episode. Do you got any last words, my man, that you want to say?
Here's to drinking and driving. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Advise that.
We don't condone drinking and driving.
Definitely not.
But have a good time. Call
an Uber.
Drink responsibly.
Yep.
But with that, man, hey, I love doing this show with you, my man. We're gonna have some guests, some special guests here soon. We'll let you guys know, obviously, when we do, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be lighthearted. It's gonna be great. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. This is week 4. We're doing our thing, 4th episode. And I look forward to next week, my man. I look forward to next week and seeing who has to chug those Smirnoff Schmeisches.
Yeah. Hey, it's a win-win. You know, if I get to get drunk out of it,
Hey,
hey,
exactly. It might take you more than a 6-pack to get drunk.
don't worry. I got some Crown in the cabinet. We'll be all right.
All right, I feel you. But yeah, man. Like always, it's been a pleasure doing the show with you, brother. We'll see you next week. This is Who You Got. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, bro.